Welcome to the Founder Talk Show. Today we have the founder of Mart, a platform where you can hire one for a project. Not only that, on their platform, the freelancers get a chance to network with other freelancers, get their valuable feedback, and they also get to attend events to upskill. And what you get then is a quality freelancer. Welcome to the show, Avirup. Did I miss anything there that you would like to add about your startup?
I guess you completely summarized what we are doing now, and thank you very much for having me in the show.
Sorry. Tell us a little about your startup.
Okay, so as you mentioned that we are a freelancing marketplace for designers, developers, and digital marketers, where they can network, learn, and earn. And we have built or we have created this in order to manage, promote, and create quality freelancers in India, because we feel that the gig economy is a growing space in India, and it requires attention, and it has a lot of opportunity in it as well.
When did you establish this startup?
So I was in my final year. So I did my bachelor's and master's from IIT Kharagpur, and I was interning in a startup in Dubai. And that time I was exposed to the outsourcing market, and then I realized that it's a $150 billion market, and it's a very unfragmented market. Where when I started actually researching on this particular space, and after coming back to college, I spent a couple of months researching on it, doing a lot of experimentation with my close friends. And then we actually decided to give full time into this, and we launched our product a couple of weeks back.
So, Avirup, I'm sure you would have juggled with quite a few ideas in your mind before you thought of Mart. So, what was the gap that you were trying to fill in? Because there are other lot of competitors that you have in the Indian market. So, what was the gap that you were trying to fill in for the Indian market? And what is it that makes you stand out from your competitors?
Okay, so when we were actually researching about the outsourcing market, we came across a lot of players like Upwork, Fiverr, TapChief, and a couple of big players in the market. And there's a lot of competition in the market. But what we have noticed that the uh, quality of the service provider is not catered to. Most of the marketplaces are open marketplaces. But here at GrowthMart, what we try is we try to vet all of our freelancers by conducting interview questions or on-screen test, and assess their skills based on a lot of parameters. And whenever a particular project is assigned to a customer, an SME or a startup, we generally associate a customer experience manager with that particular project, so that we cater to all the requirements even during the project management life cycle. And yeah, so in short, we try to assure quality, and we try to assure end-to-end delivery of the project during the customer's engagement with us.
So there's a lot of customization that you offer to your
Yes,
clients.
yes. So we are working
Yes,
on
sure, go ahead.
process innovation, and not only that, along with the marketplace that we have launched a few weeks back, we are also working on two different products in order to make the freelancing life much easier. One of them is GrowthMart integrations, which helps the freelancers, or which will help the freelancers to buy third-party services for their clients, like hosting, domain, email providing services, or payment gateway, by comparing all the available options in the market. This will help in decision making for both the client and the freelancers. And the second product that we are working is GrowthMart specifications, which will help the freelancers in taking proper specifications of the project requirement, helping them in giving the exact budget estimate as well as the time estimate, so that they are not exploited while the project engagement begins.
That sounds really interesting. So, what stage of the business are you in? Have you been able to break even?
Yes, so fortunately, since we lacked the capital at the starting because we are completely bootstrapped, so we were forced to go frugal, and in the process, it actually helped us in understanding what are the essentials where we need to invest and what are the things we need not invest in. So we did not burn a lot of capital, and we were profitable within a couple of months because the business model built is designed in a way where we become profitable over time, and that's like that happened because we went frugal. So yeah.
That's wonderful. But when you talk about frugality in your business, what do you think? What advice would you like to offer other similar startups? Because most of the startups are in fact bootstrapped. What advice would you like to offer to other startups that how they can also not unnecessarily invest in things that are not really required?
So I would say we should have a revenue focused mindset. That is when we start working on a startup, we have a feeling that we will build something people want, and we forget about thinking about the monetization end. But we should also understand that in order to build something what people want, it's also important that we build a sustainable business model along with it. So having a revenue focused mindset helps you in even motivating yourself, because that is something that will sustain your business. So have a revenue more focused mindset over a product focused mindset.
So, when you talk about a sustainable business model, what is it that you think in your kind of a business? What is it that you think is an unnecessary expenditure?
Um, what I did a lot of mistakes initially. So what we did is we invested a lot of time and energy, not money, but we invested a lot of time and energy in marketing in the initial days. But what we need to do is first we need to build something which is usable. The product should be usable, and then we should shift and move into marketing, because marketing is a growth phase activity which should be done only after you have a product in hand which you can monetize.
Okay, great. Um, Tell us more about your IIT journey. And although most IITians go on to chase the billion-dollar startup dream, most of them do work in some corporates before jumping right into entrepreneurship. So, why was entrepreneurship so important for you?
So I have since my first year, so I have interned in five different uh, MNCs and startups. So in the first year, I interned in Steel Authority of India Limited. Then I interned in Britannia Industries. Then I interned in TCS Innovation Labs. But I did not get the thrill or the excitement to deliver there. So I decided to work with a couple of startups. So in my fourth year, I interned in a startup in Dubai, and I worked directly with the founder and the advisor there. And then I interned in another startup, a YC backed and the Sequoia backed startup in Bangalore, and I worked with the founding team there. So that helped me in understanding how to convert an idea into reality, and what are the intricacies that we should actually look into while building a startup. And then fortunately, just before my placements, I had my first client, and that gave me a motivation key. Let's give it a try, because when the market is open, we can do job later on as well, but it's important to solve some real life problems in my early 20s. So that actually motivated me, and moreover, I'm a kind of a person who learns by doing stuff, and entrepreneurship is kind of a thing which helps us in learning things from real life examples. For example, my CA is the person who teaches me about finance and legal aspects. Then my clients help me in understanding about stakeholder management or project management, and there are a couple of things that we learn through experience, and I prefer learning in this way. And I would say this is like entrepreneurship is something, even if you fail in entrepreneurship, it's something like a self awareness crash course for you. So that motivates me to actually take up entrepreneurship rather than a job at my early 20s.
So these are small baby steps that you took to finally realize your dream and have your own startup. So how important were these steps? I mean, there's a message that I want you to give out to most of the interns who work with startups. Now, startups do not, in fact, have a lot of money to give out to shell out for the payments of the interns. But how important is that kind of exposure to finally go on and become a founder of your own company? Because you worked in Dubai as well, and then you were also, in fact, the sponsorship and marketing head at the Spring Fest in IIT Kharagpur. So, how important have these steps been in your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, so that's good that you have put up that point that I was the sponsorship and marketing head in Springfest. And one thing about entrepreneurship is you need to learn how to sell things. And Springfest actually taught me, because at an early age I was exposed to the real world. I sold a lot of things. I sold t-shirts for Springfest. I sold events for Springfest. I sold a lot of other things in that journey. And yeah, so selling was something that Springfest taught me, and also that exposed me to the real life in my college days as well. And since I told you that interning with MNCs is very much different from interning with startups. So interning in startups is not only you learn about the particular niche that you're interning about, but you also learn about other fields as well. Because what startup does not have is a lot of resources. And unlike MNCs, in startups, every resource, that is every intern, is very important to them. So you get a lot of attention and you get a lot of learning opportunity. So it's very important to grab those opportunities and learn along the way. Even we like Growth Mart had a couple of interns, and we personally ensured that they are learning in the entire process. And that was our I would say that was my personal agenda, that I am unable to provide them with the monetary incentive, but I ensure that I provide them with incentives in which they can learn, and that learning is something that they cannot get in any MNC or any other big companies.
Who have been your mentors, Avirup?
Okay, so I would say my dad. First of all, he has been my mentor, because from my childhood he was the one who taught me how to network. He taught me what is the importance of doing something of your own, and he is someone who encourages me to take risks in my life. And apart from that, I have my cousins who actually uh, empower me or tell me that you have the potential to actually do great things. And not only that, even my co-founder, Vaibhav, even he is someone who is a go-to person for me. And like I would say that somehow I have created a system for myself where I find encouragement and motivation from different people. So yeah, that summarizes.
Great. You worked in Dubai as well, Avirup. How is the startup ecosystem in India different to that of Dubai?
More efficient. And like that is one thing that I felt, that startups in Dubai are more efficient, and they are more focused toward, like, I'm not saying Indian startups are not focused toward goal, but they receive a lot of support what Indian startups do not receive, especially college startups which are founded by college students. They need to struggle a lot in order to receive that attention from the angel investors or from the clients. But in Dubai, I have seen that there is a good startup ecosystem, or there's a good support given to entrepreneurs in the initial days.
So I'm sure, Avirup, there have been a lot of flow moments in your entrepreneurial journey. How did you lift yourself up from those moments? Because this would make a lot of other entrepreneurs feel that they are no different when it comes to the challenges that they face in their startup journey.
Okay, so I have a belief that in the earlier years, people were valued on the number of experiences, they number of years of experiences they have. And nowadays, in the present scenario, in the 21st century, or in the last couple of years, people are valued on the number of experiences they have in a year. And entrepreneurship gives you a lot of experience, and your personal growth is more than 10x, I would say. And that should be your motivation, or that should be anyone's motivation to try entrepreneurship once in their life, because nothing can give you a learning experience like real entrepreneurial journey.
So, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you think the future of Growth Mart is?
So what our vision is, we wanted to create a platform to promote, create and manage quality freelancers in India, and we want to shift from a service-based startup to a product-based startup, where we want to kind of help the freelancers in making their freelancing journey much easier and much more efficient. And we are building products across it, and that's our aim. That's our aim to uh, uh, do something that freelancers actually want.
Thank you, Avirup. This has been a very interesting interview. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the very best in your endeavor.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me here, and it was nice interacting with you.
Take care. Bye.